Welcome, and thank you for joining us today on Facebook Live. I'm Jackie LeBoy, and I'm the Social Media and Community Manager here at the Institutes. I'm joined by three of my colleagues, Beth and Sandy, who have recently earned the CPCU, and Aaron, who is taking CPCU courses now. If you like this broadcast, please give us a thumbs up, and feel free to share with somebody who you think is a future CPCU champion. Also, please feel free to leave us a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do our best to address them during the broadcast. Ladies, if you'd like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit why you decided to earn the CPCU.
Hi, I'm Beth Illian. I'm a Director of Content Development here at the Institutes. I started working on my CPCU about 4 years ago, just to improve my subject matter knowledge and to better serve our students. I was kind of taking it slow, about one course a year, and then I just wanted to finish this past year, so I took 5 courses, and I just earned my CPCU in September.
My name is Sandy Sicione. I'm an instructional designer at the Institutes. I started my journey back in 1997 and took CPCU courses to fulfill my continuing ed requirements for my P&C license. So over the years, I amped up the speed a bit and decided to complete the CPCU to improve my knowledge, but also to help me better communicate with customers that I'm working with now.
Hi, I'm Erin Short. I'm Director of Compliance at the Institutes. I started my CPCU journey about 2.5 years ago. I have 2 courses left, so I'm really excited about that. The reason I started the CPCU, I came into the industry with a life and health background. So I was actually in a different position where I was face-to-face with customers, and I really thought it was important for me to understand the property and casualty side of the business so that I would be knowledgeable when I was talking to customers. So
That's great, thanks. I know a lot of our viewers are wondering how you prepared for your exams, so maybe if you each want to share a little bit of the process that you use. Aaron, start with you.
The first thing that I do is I set the exam. I found that when I set the exam ahead of time, that puts me on schedule. I usually see myself trying to look out about 6 weeks and study about 2 objectives a week. So like I said, once I set the exam, I have it. I find when I don't set the exam, I get a little bit of lazy. So that's my little tip there.
Sandy, how about you?
My study was a combination of working through the course guide questions, writing everything out, doing even an outline for myself with the textbook as well. I liked the mobile app. Found it really helpful. Particularly for CPCU 540, I also took an online class, which I thought was extremely helpful, and also studied the videos that came with the course online.
Well, I agree with everything Aaron and Sandy said. I think it's really important to just thoroughly read the content. You can't skip anything. Just to take the practice exams until you're comfortable with all the questions. And like Aaron said, setting the date, and then I actually take a calendar and I schedule what I'm going to try to study every day until I meet the goal.
Great. Beth, we hear a lot of our customers ask on social how to balance work and life and studying. I know you have young children. Do you have any advice for those who are working toward the CPCU and trying to make everything work?
I mean, I think it's different for everybody. I found what worked for me, because I really didn't want to disrupt my children's schedule, was that I would work all day, go home, spend the evenings with my family, and then when I would have usually taken some time to relax after my kids were in bed, that's when I studied. So it was difficult, but it also just became part of my daily routine. Mm-hmm. Another thing I did when I wrote out that study schedule is I allowed myself some flex days, because when you have other commitments, things are going to come up, kids are going to get sick, and you have to give yourself a break once in a while to deal with those things.
Sandy, do you have any advice for how to stay motivated while you're in the middle of maybe the middle of a course, in the middle of you taking one course and you have 7 to go? Do you have any advice for our students?
Yes. Specifically for me, my big motivator over the last few years was the fact that I could bring my daughter to conferment, and that was a huge motivator for the 2 of us, and it ended up being a rewarding experience because my daughter could see firsthand that hard work and sticking to your schedule, like you were saying, can really pay off in tremendous ways. So.
And Aaron, you're working through completing your courses now. Yes. How are you staying motivated and focused?
Being motivated by, I really took advantage of being a candidate member with Society by hearing stories when I'm out on the road with customers who either are CPCUs or are students, so I can kind of bounce ideas off of them and just hearing everybody's story, because like everybody does have a different story and the challenges. And you know, sometimes, I mean, I've gone through where I haven't passed an exam, so I've reached out to someone who's gone through the CPCU and said, you know, how did you get through this?
Right.
And don't give up. And sometimes you need those little pep talks when you're going through it. So
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good support. And when you have questions, to reach out, because they're really, I think everybody that has your CPCU is really wants everybody to succeed, and it's really helped me. So, and 2 more is definitely a good motivator for me.
We did have one question somebody asked on Facebook before we went live. Hope wanted to know how long it takes to prepare for a CPCU course. Beth, how long did it take you, because you sort of did your courses fairly quickly, how long did you take per course to prepare?
I took about 6 weeks, which I think is the time frame we recommend. I would get my books, schedule my exam, and then divide up the assignments, and then leave myself some review time at the end.
Great. And then I was kind of curious, did any of you have any pre-exam rituals that you did before taking each exam?
I could take that one. I'm a big coffee drinker, so what I do the morning of an exam is just load myself up with coffee. And one other important tip I could share is that I schedule the exam for the first appointment in the morning if possible. That helps me calm my nerves, and I would look over my notes the night before and then not take them out that morning and head straight to the exam after a cup of coffee.
Erin, do you have any?
Well, I don't drink anything or eat anything before, and I agree with you. I find I do better scheduling the exam in the morning, so I can get the nerves out. I'm not worried about it throughout the afternoon. I love the course guide questions. That always prepares me the night before. I don't really take the quizzes right before, because I don't want to make myself nervous if for some reason I feel, oh my gosh, I forgot one. But that's works for me. Reading through the course guide questions are extremely helpful, and taking the exam first in the morning works for me.
Before we wrap things up, I just want to hear from each of you what your best study tip is. So Beth, I'll start with you.
I guess my best study tip is, like I said, just making studying part of your daily routine and making it a part of your life. There were a lot of days I didn't want to study, but after I did it, I never regretted it. So it's kind of like exercise. I think that after you do it, you feel proud of yourself that you took the time.
I agree. I think my biggest study tip is to write everything out, if that works for you. I even made my own flashcards in addition to the flashcards that are available with the study materials, because it helped the information stick a bit better when I write it out.
Great. And Erin, what's your best
I use a
study tip?
combination of both of yours. I find that when I make a schedule and make an appointment with myself on Outlook on my own personal phone, I will go home and I'll set that time and study. And I also, for me, I do write out my notes, because I feel that as I'm writing it out, I'm studying it. So I agree with both of you on that.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing everything and taking your time today to talk to us about how you prepared for your CPCU exams. If anyone that is watching is interested in registering for an exam in this last testing window, we included a link in this post, so feel free to click on that and go over and schedule your next exam. If you registered now, on or before Saturday, you'll get up to 20% off your prometric exam, so you'll want to take advantage of that. Thank you so much to all of you who took the time to join us today and ask some questions. We hope you found this information valuable and helpful, and we wish you the best of luck on your next exam.